croutons, like your crust from your bread, you got homemade croutons right there. I mean, if you sit back and look at it, you can literally use everything. We're just so conditioned that we just need, let's take cauliflower. You get that, the green leaf around the cauliflower that protects it, right?
Yeah.
Everybody throws it away. Why? It's cauliflower. Pull those leaves off. You can chop them really fine, throw them into a salad, throw them into your stir fry. So you're utilizing that whole plant. And that's what people are so conditioned not to think like that. You know, I got this outer part of the cabbage. What can I use it? Well, you can take that, blanch it, make cabbage rolls. You can make, you can make cabbage kraut if you really wanted to get into it. And I think this is a point of where we're at now in society, that this is a great opportunity for people to re-educate themselves on cooking. You have nothing else better to do besides sit at home, get on the internet, look at some blogs. There's actual chefs that are doing online cooking demonstrations now. YouTube is a wonderful tool for cooking, people. Wonderful.
That's good. And that's one thing that I learned from working at Wolfridge and the time I did is seeing all the ways that you guys utilized the excess. I think that's a very important mindset to have, especially, who knows how long this is going to go. To have as little waste as possible. And one thing that I've seen is or been doing myself is, like, you're in the stores and, like, all the canned goods and the broth is sold out. Like, I mean, you can literally make your own broth at home, with scraps from your veggies. And then, you don't have to worry about that anymore. So, again, those are some good points. And hopefully people are starting to understand that every part of a vegetable and every part of meat can be used in some way or another before it has to be thrown away, which is important.
I mean, that's the whole point. Just don't be scared. I mean, if you're peeling potatoes, keep those peels, toss them with a little bit of olive oil, some salt, pepper, throw them in the oven at 350 for a couple minutes. You got potato chips.
Yeah.
Who knew? Out of potato peel,
And most people peel it and they just throw it away.
Absolutely. I mean, you can keep the peels, you keep enough of them, you can make a small batch of potato soup. I mean, it's endless. You just got to think outside the box.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, moving on. So people right now in this pandemic, they're really stocking up on meat, freezer meat. So they like to make big batches. So what would you recommend for what's a good cut of meat that's cost effective, obviously flavorful, and that people can look for in the stores if they're trying to make like a large meal, like a pot roast or something? What should people look for to get the best bang for their buck?
Well, the biggest thing is stay away from all steaks. Just stay away from them. I mean, because people are just like, oh, it's ribeyes, I'm going to have a sirloin or whatever. I'm a big casserole and a slow cooker kind of guy.
Yeah.
Go get some chuck roast, get a Boston butt. You can usually find those at grocery stores for $1.99 a pound.
Yeah.
Whole chickens, get them cheap, because here's the thing, folks. The more processed that meat is, from a whole chicken to a chicken leg to a chicken thigh, the more it costs.
Yeah. That makes
the
sense.
less that it is processed, the cheaper it is. So whole chickens, you could roast them, you could stew them, you could make, you could put it in the crock pot, pick the meat out, keep the bones. There's your chicken. There's your bones for your chicken stock. Ground hamburger meat, pork, chicken, sausage is really good. We do a lot of chicken sausage in our house because our oldest daughter eats. She's a vegetarian, but she eats chicken. Buy frozen fish. It's not going to hurt you. Tri-tip is really good if you want that really nice beefy flavor without breaking the bank. And nowadays, roast, chuck roast, shoulder roast, big chunks of meat. You can throw that in a crock pot or in your oven and have enough meat for 3 or 4 days. Especially if a couple. You take half of that, wrap it up like I was talking about before, freeze it, use the other half, throw it in your crock pot. Done.
Yeah, and that can that can probably last a couple months, you'd say?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, when we do like Boston butts, we'll take half of it, put it in a crock pot, and then I'll take the other half, and then we'll do like pulled pork. Make the pulled pork, and then freeze it. You know, so when we need it, we just pull it out, thaw it out, and heat it up.
That's smart. Yeah, I was in the store too the other day, and I was confused. I was looking at it like a whole chicken. I'm like, why the hell is this cheaper than the chicken breasts?
Yeah,
and I was like,
because it's not processed.
You would expect it to cost more because it's everything. But to your point, you pay for the convenience, right? For a chicken breast. And
absolutely.
So, but I think that's a good point too. Is say you buy a whole chicken, you can utilize the bones for your chicken stock, the legs, you have your breast, you have everything.
Everything.
So that's a good point there. And then it's also make the food and then freeze half of it, because a lot of times with those roasts too, people get tired of eating it, and then the last 25% of it can go to waste, which is not ideal, especially now in these times. Okay, so we just got two more questions for you. So one, upcoming. So what are a few recipes, and these don't have to be specific, but what are a few like general dishes or recipes that you're kind of leaning on right now that are cost effective, easy to make for people who don't really know what they're doing in the kitchen because they're not used to cooking, and then easy to obtain in the kitchen here. So a few sample recipes that you're leaning on right now.
I just one of my things is beer bread. I made beer bread last night. It's simply a can of beer, some flour, some sugar, some baking powder, mix it all together, some salt, throw it in a loaf pan, cook it for an hour, you have bread. Especially with the shoulders of bread that's going out. I mean, you get the nutritional yeast, the enzymes from the beer. You could add anything you want to it. I've made sun-dried tomato and Parmesan cheese beer bread. I mean, use your imagination.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of herbs running around, throw them in there. You got our herb beer bread, The big thing that we eat in our household is hash. You got some potatoes. Cook off your baked potatoes. Make baked potatoes. Just cook them off one day, throw them in the refrigerator, you pull them out, chop up a couple of those. You got some root vegetables or whatever vegetables you have in the refrigerator. Throw those in there. You got some spare meat. You don't even have to use meat for hash.
Yeah.
You can eat hash all day. I will. So, and then another thing's a good thing to stock up on is just dried pasta, because you can do anything with dried pasta. You can make Italian, you can make Asian, whatever you want. Just throw it in there. Don't be afraid to cook.
So
that's the big.
It's okay to use an Asian sauce with spaghetti noodles.
Absolutely, because there's actually Asian recipes they'll put in a side note. If you don't have soba noodles or lo mein, use linguine. Use whatever sauce you have.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. It's just a.
Are you not gonna make a dish because you don't have an ingredient and starve? Makes no sense to me.
That's a good point. And I know a lot of people are stocking up on the boxed pasta and stuff too. But to your point, it doesn't just have to be Italian with a red sauce every time.
No
pasta.
Another good one is that cauliflower rice. Cauliflower rice is like my new thing. I love this crap. You can make stir fry out of it. Make it plain, whatever.
Oh yeah.
So
I've seen I see they have the packets of the cauliflower rice. If you don't want, obviously you can make it your own with like a food processor. But for convenience, they have those packets. I actually did the same thing last week. I bought some, I don't know what it was, but it was some sort of like Indian curry style sauce. And cooked it. Literally, it's a blank canvas, and it kind of just takes whatever flavor you give it. So that's another good point with cauliflower and finding, a lot of things in the kitchen, I think, and you can probably agree, are blank canvases, and it just depends on what you do with it that determines the outcome.
Rice is a blank canvas, potatoes are a blank canvas, cauliflower is a blank